Welcome, everybody. Here we go. Aztec basketball is right around the corner. This is exciting. You know, I'm looking at the schedule and getting nervous, but also, you know, looking forward to an opportunity to get out there and play some games. The fine line we're doing this year is competing really hard in practice without trying to get anybody injured. And knock on wood, so far we've been successful at that. We have a lot of competition at every spot. And unlike most people, I'm not going in there predetermined, this is who's going to get that spot. They got to earn them. And so we've started scrimmaging. We scrimmaged on Saturday. Thought it was very good. New guys got an opportunity to play actual game minutes against each other, and that was fun to watch. We'll scrimmage again this Saturday, and obviously the 23rd we had the closed scrimmage against UCLA. So we'll have plenty of opportunity to see where we're at as a team, and then go into a really competitive schedule. I mean, we opened with Cal State Fullerton. They were an NCAA tournament team. Followed it up with a home game against BYU, then go to Stanford, and then go to Maui and open with Ohio State. So we're not easing in this year. We have to be game ready from the first one, and that's how we're preparing for the year.
Coach, you have a lot of new pieces on the team this year. Does that mean the point guards have even more responsibility to make sure to bring everybody together? And if so, how have they done so far?
Yeah, it's great having Lamont Butler back for his third year. So he's got a lot of minutes at the point, even though he shared it with Trey Pulliam last year. And then Darian Trammell has come in and done a really good job in practice. You know, it's about getting comfortable. It was Terrell Gomez a couple years ago. It took him a while to get comfortable, and once he did, he was dynamic. And I think Darian's getting more comfortable. It shows in his play every day in practice. He's more aggressive, knowing where his opportunities are going to come from. You know, you come to a program like this, and sometimes you say, wow, they're really good. I better find a way to fit. And after you fit, then you start to excel, and he's starting to excel.
Micah Parrish is one of those new guys. How would you describe his defensive abilities, and how does he fit into your scheme?
Micah's got great length, and that always makes for a really good defender. He makes Matt Bradley's life hard every day in practice. You know, Matt is big and strong, and he's used to backing down these other guards and kind of shooting over them, where Micah has the length to contest a lot of that. So, yeah, Micah's doing a good job on defense, probably fouling a little bit too much now, but he'll learn that he gets those fouls in a game. He's on the bench, so he won't foul as much. He's shooting the ball at a level that we thought he could. I think in the scrimmage he hit 3 threes, so that's what we need. We need someone to step outside and make jump shots. A combination between he and Adam Sdsu give us a couple really good shooters out there.
Coach, what do you ask of Matt Bradley this year as opposed to last year? What's going to change for Matt Bradley on offense?
Well, he was our leading scorer, second in assists and second in rebounds. So just tell him to do the same thing. If he does the same thing, he's going to have a great year. I guess the thing is be more efficient, you know, try to be more comfortable in finding your opportunities. I think maybe just shoot a little bit more, you know, run off some of these screens, and if he's open from 3, just take it. We all know how dynamic he is attacking off the dribble. So maybe to try to get a little bit more comfortable at just shoot when he's open, and then continue to play for others that he does. And, you know, when your best offensive player is one of your best passers, then it's a hard guy to guard. And Matt is a really good passer, and that's what makes him really hard to guard. Not only his ability to score, but when they double him, he finds guys for open shots. So more of the same, and hopefully with a little better efficiency.
What would you say, or how was this offseason? Because from the challenges of the end of the year, nobody wants to lose their last game, but it happens with most every team, obviously, in the country. But from the challenges of what happened late in the year to today, what have you seen from Matt?
He's just looks like he's more comfortable, like he's happy to be out there. You know, when you're making the transition as a transfer, you're trying to figure out where my role is, how do I fit with these other guys? And now he's looking like a guy that's been in the program for 4 years. He's comfortable, he knows what his role is. He's trying to improve in areas where he needed to improve in, you know, and he knows those areas. We've had long talks on those, and I just think he looks more comfortable and more happy on the court. And hopefully that will lead to greater production from him.
You've had, I don't know, two, 3 weeks of full practice now. And obviously you have expectations, but are there things that you've seen that you feel you're ahead of pace or behind, or things that you need to work on?
I like the fact where guys that you think are playing their best basketball are getting better. The program guys. Adam Sdsu was better than he was a year ago. Nate Mensah was better than he was a year ago. Aguacarote, better. Keyshawn Johnson, better. Lamont Butler, better. All these guys that are coming back, I think sometimes you say, wow, they played at a pretty good level last year. So everyone's excited about the newcomers, but when the returners get better, we get better. And I think everybody I've just said has gotten better from where they were a year ago, and that should excite all of us.
In what ways have they improved?
Just focus, energy, concentration. You know, I always tell them that physically you are who you're going to be probably at this point. You know, Justin Landry does a great job with strength and conditioning. They're physically strong, but I don't know if that's much different than where it was a year ago. It's the ability to concentrate, to know your role, to excel at what you do really well. And I think they're all getting to that level where Nate is more efficient in there, knowing how to play, knowing how to score. Adam is just playing with such great pace, you know, waiting for screens, coming off screens, knowing how to read the defense. Just all the things you try to grow over the years. And so, you know, we don't roll it out and play. We spend a lot of time on skill development. We teach. And like any class, the more you're in that class, the more you're taught, the better you get. And these guys have been taught a lot, and it seems like they've learned those lessons and just continue to get better.
You mentioned Darian and feeling more comfortable. You know, even a guy like Malachi Flynn, who'd been in the program for a year, had an adjustment period and even took him some games. Are you impressed how quickly he seems to have adjusted to your system and how quickly he's excelling?
Yeah, he's done great. I mean, he's hard to guard. I mean, I was at a function last week, and I talked to people. I said, if I was Darian and I was Lamont, I'd get together and go, hey, take it easy on me today. Those two guys go at it every day. It's like a prize fight. So they're getting tested every day. I can't believe any defense they're going to see in the regular season is going to frustrate them based on how they guard each other on a daily basis. And, I mean, we're eventually going to put them on the floor together. Right now, for competition and for development, we got them going at each other. But Darian has adjusted to Lamont's defense, which is as good as there's played in the conference. And he's finding ways to score the basketball, to get teammates involved. The only thing with Darian, I tell him, is don't get frustrated. You know, sometimes he turns it over. He might drop his head a little bit. And, you know, with our program, it's always just make the next play. Don't worry about what just happened. And I think he's getting that a little bit better now. He's not getting frustrated when things don't go exactly right for him on the floor.
And how do you balance that where you want these guys to go against each other to get better, but like you just said, you're going to play them a lot together?
Yeah, I think as we move closer to the regular season, we'll start putting a group together we think has earned a right to start. And that might have to be earned every week. We have a lot of players. We're extremely deep. I always say that's a player's dilemma and a coach's delight. We have a lot of players. We have tremendous depth. And so there's going to be competition all through the season. But also we can go to the bench. Hopefully we'll have an ability to wear teams down with just running numbers at them. And I'm not afraid to do that. You know, if we have enough players that deserve to play, they'll find their way onto the floor.
One of your defensive strengths is switching 1 through 5, and having big guards is obviously a big part of that. With Trammell being a little undersized, would that impact what you do with him on the court?
Yeah, we did that with Terrell Gomez a little bit. He'd switch, and then we'd double switch. We'd scram him out and get a bigger guy on the rolling post. So that's a lot of times scout specific, but it's something we talked about we have to continue to work on, that we don't want a small guard on a big sometimes. But if they front and we give them backside help, sometimes we can get away with it. So Darian's a tough guy, and what he lacks in height, he makes up for in aggressiveness and toughness. So he will be a guy I don't think a lot of people will try to pick on.
How does Jaden look? Jaden Levine.
Jaden was good. You know, Jaden is as much as you're a red shirt, it's a whole different thing when you step on the court. Now you're playing and running all our set plays. You're not running what other teams are running. But Jaden has been a beast on the glass. He's hard to guard in the low post. And I really like Jaden's ability to drive and pass the ball. He's a very good passer off the dribble. So now he's like everybody else. He's just got to find comfort level when he's playing with all these other guys to pick and choose his opportunities, where he can be aggressive and where he just needs to pass the ball and move on to the next play. So he's getting a feel for that. And also defensively, he's got to grow his game. He's got to get better defensively. And we've showed him the things that we feel are important that he do better so that when we get into this type of competition we're about to face, he's ready to go with that.
What was your reaction when you saw the new video boards?
I loved them. I just thought it would be a huge distraction in timeouts. I got to turn the way they're facing maybe, because now that they have the lower boards in there, they can see them from the bench. I'll be talking and they'll be watching for a highlight dunk they just had. So I might have to say we're going to turn the bench around the other way where they can't see them because they'll be watching themselves in timeouts.
Does that change at all? How, like, where's your go-to spot to look at score or time or anything?
Well, usually time, because of it's on the backboard, I usually get time there. Score, sometimes I just look up to the corners. I just turn and look right or left. There's so much going on those boards, sometimes it's hard to find the score. So I'll see with the new score, but maybe it'd be easier for me to see.